Alrighty, we are back. Time to look at Ken Hovind's Sunday morning stream, as has become tradition around here. Don't know why exactly. That's just how these things go. Um, don't have streamed earlier, so I don't have much additional to say. No real preamble going on here. I have updated channel memberships and am planning on expanding on this. So if you have the means and feel like supporting me in such a way, you know, check out the links down below for channel memberships and all that jazz. But without further ado, let's get right into things. I'm gonna click the magic button. Let's see, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. All right. And just double check another couple of things here. Okay. I just have to remember there's a little something special I'm going to try out here in a bit. I just got to remember to do it here in a little bit. But okay, we're going to be looking at Hovind's video from a couple hours ago. Psalm 90, Moses, advice to the edge. Yeah. I can only imagine where this is going to go, and it's 40 minutes, so we're going to be here a while. Let's just get to it.
Well, good morning, folks. Ken Hovind here in the crew.
Oh, dear God, that's loud. How bad's my volume? Oh, that's loud. Okay, we're bringing it down a hair.
At Dinosaur Adventure Land in Lenox, Alabama. It is March the 30th, 2025. Boy, did we have a blast yesterday. Brother, somebody sent me a link to a guy from, I think, Czech Republic, who is playing my videos on his channel, which is perfectly fine. So
he was going to say Czechoslovakia.
I was driving, I clicked on it. It was me doing seminar part 3 about dinosaurs. I discovered 2 things. It was really good. I think everybody ought to watch that. And number 2, I was coughing and clearing my throat clear back then. I talk too much. I tell people when they find my jawbone and after I die, they're going to think I was a woman because the joint's going to be worn out more.
We can't make it a minute in without misogyny. Good job.
Anyway, come join us here at Dinosaur Adventure Land. We're on a bunch of different channels. They took us off of YouTube. YouTube takes down over.
Oh my God, Kent! Shut the fuck up about the content. They took us down to YouTube. We everyone should know that by now. And your constant talk of now that you learn supposedly 4 million channels a year or whatever, it doesn't go anywhere.
Over 4 million channels a year. Did you see that chart they had of how many they took down for the last 5 years? It's over 4 million every year. They can't handle the truth. Anyway, so.
Yes, all those channels are speaking the truth. It's not channels uploading horrific content, committing copyright violations, all kinds of other typical things. No, those were all truther channels. The fuck are you trying to say? Oh, right, I forgot. Part of the entire Christian identity in America is a perpetual persecution complex, which goes hand in hand with you being a conspiracy theorist, soft-sit nut job.
Forget it. You can put my stuff on your YouTube channel, please.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
You do. Anyway, Ron, let's see. Facebook, Twitter, a bunch of them like that. X, the app. We have our own app, Kent Hovind TV. If you want to do that, you can get any of those links right there. So like, subscribe, share it with everybody.
Hey, look, old subscribe button. It looks like it's getting more blurry by the stream. I swear it wasn't this pixelated. Is it just me, or does it look worse? Because it looks worse. And of course, Dino Lamp is still dead. Pay respects to Dino Lamp in the comments.
Else and do all that stuff. It helps Al Gore with his rhythm or something. I don't know.
Oh, and there he goes with the Al Gore rhythm joke. God, I can't. Can you try? Can you try to just speed it along? You ain't got much more time left on Earth. I want to cut out the stupid jokes and, go to other stuff. Bingo card for Hovind Discord. Someone had done that in AJ's Discord a while back. I may have to dig that up and see, or maybe make my own updated one. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. You help us to open for free at 777 Club. If you like what we're doing, so I want to help you support you. $1 a day or a penny a month or whatever you want to give. We don't.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. Whatever you can give to help me out, that's great. And if not, that's cool too. In case you weren't here for the beginning, I got a few new channel membership options with cooler names now. Lesser Damon, Greater Damon, and Elite Damon. making a slight Guild Wars reference in there with the elite title, and as well as using daemon since it sounds like demon, but is actually a computer term for a process running in the background that doesn't need constant active, interaction. Yeah. So, not to be a clever little joke, referencing my tech hobbyist background. So, we'll see where that goes. I'm going to tweak things as the month of April rolls in. But yeah, back to Hovind.
I don't keep track of it. God seems to supply right on time. Sometimes he waits till the very last minute.
Did he not supply fucking Dino Lamp? Huh? Where's Dino Lamp? Should I call right now? I almost want to call right now and be like, hey, why isn't the Dino Lamp working? I want the Dino Lamp working. Just see what Joseph has to say.
But anyway, we're making it. It's a lot of fun. We're on drdino.com, our main website. You want to get a hold of that. And almost 9 years. Our anniversary coming up in a little over 2 weeks. You want to join us. Our seminar series is what most folks start with. Creation seminar series, 18 hours for $50. And then you can return it when you're done, get your money back. Or you can get our video series on what on earth is about to happen. Folks, we're headed for tribulation time if it hasn't already started. Here we are, March 30th in Psalms chapter 90. The dead center of the Bible is the book of Psalms. So get your Bible ready there.
Speaking of things being reviewed, the Searching for God on YouTube video I did last night got hit with limited ads. I had toggled the ad selection as I was going to sleep from my phone, and it doesn't prompt with the questionnaire that you get if you do it on web. And so far as I've been doing it on web, I've had with the proper selections, I've had nothing get flagged. So I'm just gonna have to make sure when I do toggle the advertising setting to always do it from the web and never from mobile unless the video is unlikely to get flagged for something. Because, people going to hate watch me. Got to rake in them pennies.
Now, coming up in a couple of weeks on the 16th is the 9-year anniversary of somebody giving us this property. I was in Pensacola for 27 years, and someone bought us 140 acres in Lenox, Alabama, and gave it to us, $250,000. I never met the guy. He just said, I want to help your ministry. What are you doing? I said, well, I'm trying to get some property. I told him about this old gravel pit here. He said, all right, I'll buy it for you. That's all I know. His name's John. He's from Missouri. So if he's ever come here, he never told me he's the one that did it. Pretty nice gift, though, $250,000. Anyway, so we're straight north of.
Yep. You get to spend 9 years federal, tax evasion and stuff and get rewarded with $250,000 property. Yeah, that's really good. That's really the way the world should work. You're a piece of shit, Kent.
Pensacola, 70 miles in Lenox, Alabama, where God gets the glory instead of the stupid evolution religion. It's a beautiful. Everybody thought it was wasted real estate, an old gravel pit. It's been stunning what God's done here. All the people have showed up. Lots of visitors yesterday. If you want to come spend the night in one of our cabins, we have 30 cabins called Titus. Where are you? Titus back there somewhere? Area 3. Okay, Titus. It's all free. We'll feed you, house you. If you stay too long, we'll give you a hammer, put you to work. Okay. And there we are, some of visitors in our dining hall. I like this. Somebody sent me this, the God conclusion. Dinosaurs didn't rule the earth. They were just alive. Stop giving them credit for administrative skills they almost certainly did not have.
Boomer meme.
I like that. They didn't rule the earth. 9th anniversary coming up April 16th. Happy anniversary to DAL.
Hey, Kent. When's your wedding anniversary? Oh, wait. Where's Sandra? I'm just calling in to wonder, where's Sandra?
The property has 17 lakes and ponds, and it was nothing but two little bathrooms were here and a whole lot of mud. And most of our buildings are down here, but we slowly are expanding. That's what it was like when we first got Dinosaur Adventure Land.
Here he goes. He's going to go through the same slides from his special announcement. God. How long is this going to take to actually get going? Oh, this is going to take a while. Oh my God, he's literally going to go through the entire special announcement again. Oh, what was even the point of making it a dedicated stream then? You don't have to repeat yourself, Kent. God damn.
It was hard to get around. We used to pour one section of concrete. If you look at our driveway out here, each section of concrete was $1,000. Got tired of calling that truck to come out here. Finally, I called a guy about getting blacktop. He came out and measured everything up. He said, Brother Hovind, I love your ministry, but you need $50,000 worth of blacktop. Well, somebody had just donated a Jeep to us. A nice Jeep, big lights and big wheels and all that stuff, real fancy. I was too fancy to use in the mud. We had some side-by-sides we're using. So the guy said, what do you want for that Jeep? I said, I have no clue what it's worth. He said, give me the Jeep and $10,000. I'll blacktop everything. So when you drive around there, you say, man, God's blessed. And then the church, we can go on and on and on. Anyway, it was a muddy mess, but God's been good. Someone
Yeah, you do go on and on, Kent.
gave me a motor home in 2016. That was where I moved up here to live in the motor home. Nothing here on the land except the two little bathrooms and a little 10 by 12 building where they weighed trucks in and out. It was a gravel pit. I found out it was 60 years this was a gravel pit. I've been saying 20. The neighbors next door said, oh, no, 60 years. And way before we got it, somebody drowned in one of the lakes. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty random to bring up if it wasn't for the fact of the obvious thing that happened that you gloss over.
Happens all the time in lakes, you know. Usually drowning takes place in water. And yeah. But now they get all over us because that dad was out there with his kids. And
there is no reason to bring this up, Kent. God, guilty conscience much? I would say if you actually had one, but it's the same phenomena.
His son drowned right there by him. I was up here. It was my fault. And just a thing, kids just do dumb things.
No, Taku, I have to go to work in the morning, so I cannot do that. As fun as it'd be to take a swig every time he says the word blacktop, I don't feel like going into a coma.
Anyway, they still love our ministry. So we moved up here in the motorhome. That was the office.
No, they don't love you, Kent. They should sue for slander on that. Like, I'm not even kidding. The family really should sue over that.
The headquarters for DAL answered the phone, answered all the mail, right from the old 99 motorhome. And then a lady gave us this house, my house right there. 2 weeks after moving here, I was preaching in North Carolina, and this lady from Lenox was there. And I said, hey, we just got property in Lenox. She said, I'm from Lenox. Anyway, she gave us that house. It was 2 miles down the road. It cost $6,000 to move it 2 miles. But I still live there. Little 2-bedroom house right across the blacktop there. So that became the office and where we broadcast our shows. Started doing broadcast on creation and picking on the atheists and evolutionists. That was the studio right there. Come a long way, Joseph. We've got electricity now. Yeah, okay. So in the 9 years, thousands of people have helped us build, and some can't come. They just support us financially so we can do projects. We had 7 side-by-sides altogether over the years, and no concrete or blacktop, just mud everywhere. That's the driveway right in front of the church here. That's my house in the background there. Okay. So anybody know what that building is? Brother Mike?
Prisoner camp number 137.
That's where you live now. Yep. That's building 4. That was our dining hall. We made those picnic tables, and that was it.
Get used to this same presentation, him saying the same stuff, because he's probably going to be doing it for the next 3 months. It's so fun watching God pull this together. Anybody know where that is, Billy? A piece of shit hellhole in Lenox, Alabama that's a cult compound.
Right by your house. Yeah. The lake was dry when we got it. The big lake was dry when we moved here. The dam had broken at the other end. So we put poles in the ground because for the dock, we thought it might be hard to dig post holes underwater. It is too, by the way. And then the lake started filling in. We hurried up and built the dock. That's where people get baptized out there and fishing and swimming. Billy, did you do that? No. Rex. Blame Rex. Yeah. He drove the excavator into the mud too. Poor guy. Great guy. Play for Rex. As we could save up, we would get portable buildings, totally empty buildings, and that most of our cabins are built out of portable buildings. And that, I figured out, is now the carpentry shop. Yeah, we've added on to it about 12 times. See, we don't really have a plan around here. I shouldn't tell them about all that. Okay.
Yeah, because then the one person in charge of Linux is going to be like, Mr. Hovind, did you get a building permit? You need to submit plans because we're evolving as a city. We're no longer going to be a bumfuck town in the middle of nowhere, Alabama. We're going to be a piss hole in the middle of bumfuck Alabama. Hovind?
Come visit. I'll tell you about the plan. That's Justin, that's where you live. That's your family's house now. Been added on to about 14 times. Can you see? Okay. Billy, recognize that? There's Billy's little cabin. We got to find him a wife. But Billy, that cabin's too small. If we get a wife, we got to build another bedroom on so one of you can escape the other one, whatever. Anybody know where that?
Oh, no, Kent. He could just body slam her like you did, and that'll solve all the problems, you fucking prick.
It is. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that on the tour. Okay, we have Christmas parties, all kinds of stuff. People come and go around here. This April 16th, we're going to have barbecue, ribs, brisket all day long. Yeah, Bobby, did you find out about cooking a whole hog? Okay, well, we're going to have food all day. We got some good cooks around here.
Boy, I love how we can't hear anything all these people fucking say.
It ain't me. We've had a lot of people baptized, 275 now, I believe, so far. See our amazing taxidermy collection, come fishing. 10 pounds of... Billy, has anybody caught a bigger one? You monitor the fishing. Yeah, 10-pound bass, okay. For the 9th anniversary, if you help build or donated to help build, and you want to leave a testimony about this place, what it's meant to you, call Joseph over there, 855 Big Dino extension 4, and he will record you speaking, say Dinosaur Adventure Land or Ken Hovind's ministry or something, changed my life, and we're going to have that to play your recording if you've done that. Or better yet, come visit. If your lives have been touched by one of the videos, you can do the same thing. Get a hold of Joseph. Open mic is going to be that night from 7 till as late as it goes to debate any evolutionists that are willing to call in. Ask anyone you know that brags about how evolution is true and Kent Hovind doesn't know science and all that. I've heard all that. Say, call in. Here's your chance. If they refuse, and they will, send Joseph their name. We'll add them to the list of those who refused. They're just keyboard warriors is all they are. Okay? We'd also like anyone to, if you've...
From the guy who's too chicken shit to debate me on my own terms. Yeah. Eat a dick, Kent.
Got to get baptized. Come on out. Or schedule a cabin with Titus, extension 5. If you've got a creation ministry and you'd like to come here and see, get ideas from ours, give us your ideas, and set up a booth or table.
Well, first off, your entire proposition is wrong because, as I've repeated, Bob Saget created the universe in spring of 1987 in preparation for the premiere of Full House to ensure that the entire world could enjoy that quite nice show. I'm not saying Danny Tanner is Jesus, but...
sell your stuff, I come on my show. How many total people watch all the different shows about, say, after a week?
3.
After easily 120,000.
Easily 120,000. Yeah. So yeah, some of you creationists speak. Get up, come on. Each episode. Yeah, okay. If you have any old pictures of DAL when we first started or anywhere along the line, get a hold of Bobby, Dr. Dino's secretary. Pray for God's blessings and tell others about us on your social media. And we need more singing and music around here. I get lots of requests, but I sing anyway. Let's see. Somebody see if you can drown me out here. Anybody know this song? Anybody here want to live?
Oh, fuck. He's singing. And yeah, Kent is totally lying when he says the family still supports. They know. They're like, nope.
Forever, say I do. Anybody here want to walk on golden streets? Say I do. Anybody?
John Stamos joined Beach Boys during that really weird revival in the early 90s that they had, where that one guy kind of took over, and yeah, not Uncle Jesse. Not Uncle Jesse.
Anybody here sick and tired of living like you do? Anybody here want a home with love forever? Say I do. Man, I do. I want to live forever with the Lord. I remember teaching junior church for 15 years. I loved it. I taught junior church, drove a bus for 15 years. We sang the song, Them Bones Gonna Rise Again. Anybody ever heard that one before?
If I say yes, will you not sing it? Also, that art's pretty fucking disturbing.
You want to come up and sing with me?
Hail to the na, na.
I need somebody to cover up. Well, you guys drown me out. Well, the good Lord thought that he'd make a man. Them bones gonna rise again. So he took a little water and he took a little sand. Them bones gonna rise again. I knowed it. Indeed, I knowed it, brother. I knowed it.
Yes, good music there. I knowed it. Good fucking God, you're a piece of shit, Kent. How does someone from the north work this hard to be a fucking redneck?
Them bones gonna rise again. Now, Adam was feeling powerful blue. Them bones gonna rise again. I don't know, Lord, just what to do. Them bones gonna rise again. I knowed it, knowed it. Come on. Indeed, I knowed it, brother. I knowed it. Wee, them bones gonna rise again. So the Lord took a rib from Adam's side. Them bones gonna rise again. He made Miss Eve for to be his bride. Them bones gonna rise again. I knowed it, knowed it. Indeed, I knowed it, brother. I knowed it. Them bones gonna rise again. He put them in a garden fair. Them bones gonna rise. It's supposed to be a torus, a round, not a square, a round. Okay. He thought they'd be most happy in there. Them bones gonna rise again. I knowed it, knowed it. Indeed, I knowed it, brother. I knowed it. Wee, them bones gonna rise again. Now, apples, peaches, pears, and such, them bones gonna rise again. But of that tree you must not touch. Them bones gonna rise again.
Pretty sure some of those aren't native to, that area. Oh, wait, this was supposed to be... Oh, yeah, this is all Eurocentric for some reason with the current interpretation of things. Funny how that works.
I knowed it, knowed it. Indeed, I knowed it, brother. I knowed it. Wee, them bones gonna rise again. Well, around that tree old Satan did slink. Them bones gonna rise again. And at Miss Eve he gave a wink.
The serpent was not Satan.
Them bones gonna rise again. I knowed it, knowed it. Indeed, I knowed it, brother. I knowed it. Them bones gonna rise again. So Eve reached up and gave a pull. Them bones gonna rise again. And then she filled her basket full. Them bones gonna rise again. I knowed it, knowed it. Indeed, I knowed it, brother. I knowed it. Wee, them bones gonna rise again. Next day, when the Lord came round, them bones gonna rise again. He spied them cores laying all over the ground. Them bones gonna rise again.
Yes, running on the logic that the forbidden fruit was an apple. It wasn't an apple. Apples don't exist in the Middle East. Oh, wait, I forgot. You all are fucking morons.
I knowed it, knowed it. Indeed, I knowed it, brother. I knowed it. Wee, them bones gonna rise again. Adam, who all them cores did leave? Them bones gonna rise again. I don't know, Lord. It must have been Eve. Them bones gonna rise again. I knowed it, knowed.
Well, let's be clear. He didn't write the song. He just transcribed it all into these slides. Repeatedly making the same slide, mind you. I mean, probably just, copy and paste it because I think he knows how to Control-C, Control-V on an individual slide. But still,
Knowed it. Indeed, I knowed it, brother. I knowed it. Wee, them bones gonna rise again. Adam, you must leave this place. Them bones gonna rise again and earn your bread by the sweat of your face. Them bones gonna rise again. I knowed it, knowed it. Indeed, I knowed it, brother. I knowed it. Wee, them bones gonna rise again. So, Adam.
I mean, you can take a guess at whatever it would have been from what's actually native in the area because, it's not specified. Anyone who says they know is full of it.
Took a pick and a shovel and a plow. Them bones gonna rise again. That's why we's all working now. Them bones gonna rise again.
And with the particular verbiage being used here, Kent, I don't think it is ethically right for you to be singing this song. Especially not with the proper accent, shall we say. I had suspicions at first, but now, yeah, you're kind of being a culturally insensitive prick. Although, what else is new?
Again. I knowed it, knowed it. Indeed, I knowed it, brother. I knowed it. Wee, them bones gonna rise again. That's all there is. There ain't no more. Them bones gonna rise again. Eve got the apple. Adam got the core. Them bones gonna rise again. I knowed it, knowed it. Indeed, I knowed it, brother. I knowed it. Wee, them bones gonna rise again. How many have never heard that song before? We just sang it. Pay attention next time. Gee, okay. Okay, we believe Dinosaur Adventure Land ought to be a place where God should get the glory for his creation. We have hundreds of science lessons.
Yeah, Jack for science lessons. And again, this concept of glory is just fucking idiotic. What would an all-powerful deity want glory for? What would the purpose be? It already knows it's all-powerful. It's like that one speech Barack Obama gave, where he said something akin to, I've won both races. I have no more races to win," referring to his second term, and that he was basically going to do whatever he wanted because it isn't like he's going to lose voters, or something to that effect was the implication that I recall being from it. That's the way it is with your deity. It's like, why would they need glory? What kind of egomaniac are they?
That have a spiritual application. And we got 140 acres, 17 lakes and ponds. It's lots of fun stuff to do around here. Big Lake 2 looks like a dinosaur. That's the one that was dry when we got the property. Okay, we honor our military and our veterans. They're the only ones we let come fishing here. If you come take the tour, we'll let you go fishing for one day. But we'd let...
You know, as a novelty, I'm thinking about getting one of those reproduction Soviet passports for the hell of it. I'm wondering if I could get some fake Soviet like military documents along the same lines and just go there and be like, yeah, I want to go fishing. Here's my stuff. And just see what he says. Not really, but you know. Although I do totally want to get one of those reproduction Soviet passports because those things are pretty cool.
Military and veterans, retired or active, come fish in our lake. We stock them all. Billy, you feed them. A lot of good fish out there. And yeah, okay. 12,000 square foot science center, lots of cool experiments. There's our science center, Creation Science Center, 12,000 square feet. Lots of fun stuff to do. Our dining hall is amazing. Our new zip line, 300 foot tall, or 300 foot long zip line. Billy, did you do it yet? You're all talk. You're all talk, aren't you? Okay. Okay. You got to live in that body the rest of your life. Yeah, it's really fun. You can try our Leap of Faith swing, which is real cool. See the progress on Noah's Ark and lots of stuff going on there. We're building a miniature, 180 feet long, Noah's Ark. Okay, let me go to, let's see, home right here, slide number 737. Psalm chapter 90.
It took Kent 15 minutes to get to the Psalm. Fuck.
Gee whiz, that took 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yes, Kent, it did. I'm glad we both noticed at the same time just how long that took. Oh.
A prayer of Moses, the man of God. Moses wrote 2 Psalms, this one and the next one, Psalm 90, Psalm 91. Remember the Psalms, these are the songs that they would sing. And they carried a message like them bones gonna rise again. The old Negro spiritual to teach their kids about how come
he said the word. You can't say that word, Kent.
we got to work so hard. Well, you got to blame Adam and Eve.
Have some goddamn sensibilities, you fuckwit. God, you're a fucking moron.
Eve kind of gives the Bible story in there. So, a prayer of Moses. Thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hast formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art God. Huh. He formed before the mountains were brought forth. Let's see. Bible says in Psalm 104, he laid the foundations of the earth that it should not be removed forever. Thou coverest it with the deep as with a garment. This would be Noah's flood. The water stood above the mountains. At thy rebuke they fled. At the voice of thy thunder they...
Kent, if we're supposed to be in Psalm 90, why are we in Psalm 104? What the fuck, bro?
hasted away. So this should be at the end of the flood. One atheist said, Hovind, if there was a worldwide flood, where'd all that water go? And it's still here. It's in the oceans. They're huge, you know. They cover 71% of the world. So, yeah, the water from Noah's flood is still here, not a problem, okay? So the mountains arose, it says.
And yes, Zumi, he will say that pretty regularly.
The mount, they go up by...
Instead of just referring to it as an old spiritual, he will break out the in.
The mountains, they go down by the valleys unto the place which thou hast founded for them. So at the end of the flood, the Bible says the water assuaged. God remembered Noah and the water...
Ass-waged. That's all Hovind was valued for in prison. His ass wages. Ass, cash, or grass. That's how Hovind got his way through prison.
Assuaged.
He led many men to the Lord. On his knees every night.
The waters returned from off the earth continually. This is a Hebrew phrase, halak vashab, which means the water was going and returning, going and returning. What is this? Well, if the earth during the flood would get 100, maybe 1,000 feet, a lot of very deep layer of sedimentary rock, mud layers that turned into rock. All that happened in the flood. They're going to teach the kids in school that the layers are different ages.
All right, Kent, I'd like for you to design an experiment that shows that you can get good, hard, solid sandstone via the conditions of the global flood. Do it. Do some real science, Kent.
That is baloney. All those ages, all those layers formed in 1 year, Noah's flood. There's no such thing as a geologic column. And then as the crust of the earth begins to wrinkle and buckle up at the end of the flood, some places go down, other places lift up, some places are still sliding around, and the layers would wrinkle up.
In all seriousness, Otaku, you're right. But it's still a matter of like holding him accountable to just the fact that, you know, you would think you probably wouldn't want to say that unless you're trying to go from an academic standpoint, which he isn't. And I don't consider anything biblical to be an academic standpoint. You know, he isn't talking about history. He's just bringing up bullshit. And since a lot of those songs that were taught to slaves happen to be Christian themed because they used Christianity to justify the slavery, yeah.
All the wrinkling of the rock layers happen. If you look at bent rock layers, I show this on video number 6. You know, I took my students in California out. We visited some of the places there. And you get a magnifying glass, you look at the bent rock layers, there's no internal fracture marks. They were all bent while they were all soft.
No.
At the same time, like a stack of pancakes. If the bottom one was millions of years older, it would have hardened. By the time you can't bend rock without cracking it.
You can if you have plenty of time. Time that is evidently there. You fucking idiot.
So then, as the mountains lifted up and other places sank down, the water would rush off, doing a great erosion, wiping off places, and then depositing more layers. It gets what they call an unconformity. I taught earth science 15 years, okay? That all happened, again, within a year of Noah's flood. You get these unconformities where the rock layers meet other rock layers. Now, today it's all hardened into stone. But at one time, it was all soft mud layers. So he said, before the mountains were brought forth, he said, you are our dwelling place. Now, that's found in the Bible a bunch of times. In heaven, God, would you please listen to us from heaven, your dwelling place? The dwelling place. Hear thou in heaven thy dwelling.
Wow. So instead of translating it as home, it was translated into dwelling place. Whoopity fucking do. Because I'm pretty damn certain that the original words from whatever version was the basis for the King James translation crap, it would have been the exact equivalent of home. Just something tells me that's what it'd be translated as.
Place. Hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place. It's all through the Bible, 46 verses, or matches, 22 verses have that. The dwelling place of God. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hast formed the earth and the world. I saw that, I said, wait, what's the difference? Brother Meister, maybe you know, I've been studying this 56 years. There's a whole bunch of things about that book I still don't understand, but this is one of them.
Yeah, like any of it.
The earth and the world. This website, the Bible, Genesis, and Geology, I don't know who they are, understanding the difference between the earth, the world, and the earth. They said the earth is a planet. The world is the earth, the stars, and everything on the earth and the evil system. So maybe that's the truth. I don't know. If you got an answer, you make a YouTube on it. Send me the link, okay? Anyway, the word earth is found in the Bible nearly 1,000 times. I think it's pretty important, okay? The earth.
Let's not forget how often kill or a variation thereof is brought up in the Bible. I guess that's pretty important as well, Kent.
Set the pillars of the earth are the Lord's. He has set the world upon them. What? He made the earth and he set the world upon it.
Oh yes, fair point, Maria. I'd totally forgotten about that. Guess we just got to look a little deeper into the songs. It's been a while. Kind of for a guy who goes into a lot of dark history, it's a subject I don't totally delve into too often.
The earth, the world shall be stable, it shall not be moved. The earth, let's see, the pillars of the earth are the Lord's. He has set the world upon them. Fear before him.
Yep, planet sits on pillars. Doesn't sit on pillars, Kent. So how do you reconcile that? Is it metaphor? Does that mean it's not literal?
All the earth, the world shall be stable. There must be some kind of difference here. See if you can figure it out. Let me know, okay? Their line is going out throughout all the earth, their words to the end of the world. Huh. I think I like these rabbit trails, brother. Sometimes you chase them and you don't ever find a rabbit. So, okay, I'm still looking for that one. All right. Worlds, plurals found in the Bible twice. So what does Psalm 90 mean? Here is most likely the oldest of all the Psalms. Moses asks a question, answers a question when it comes up even today. When did God begin? The answer is that he did not begin. He's always existed, and he always will exist. He is eternal.
When did the universe begin? The answer is it didn't begin. It's always existed. It'll always exist. It's eternal. Checkmate, Hovind.
Without beginning or end. He lived before he formed the mountains and brought forth the earth and the universe into existence. This is not merely something Scripture claims, it's a logical necessity. There must be one uncreated, uncaused something to originate everything else. BibleReference.com. I don't know who they are, but it's a good point they made here.
You know, you never know who anyone is. You always have to bring that up, yet you'll still cite them. I wonder if I did a bunch of super pro Bible stuff and had it on a URL, satansassclap.com, if you'd, still cite that because it supports what you believe.
Here. So, see, people, it's hard to understand eternity. I think it's probably impossible for our little brain to understand.
Soot, if you can get that video to me, might be fun to check out.
Eternal. When I taught geometry, I would ask my students a simple question. Okay, kids, which is longer? A line that goes forever in both directions, or a ray that goes forever in one direction? There's no answer. They're both forever.
Well, a ray is going to have a maximum velocity that it can travel. So if you were to look at it at a given snapshot moment, so to speak, at any given moment, it actually would have a definable distance that it could have traveled. Whereas the line, we can presume the line is instantaneous in effect, because you're just defining a line. You didn't say you're drawing the line. It just exists. So the line, because it's instantaneous, whereas the ray is not. Congratulations, Hovind. I just fucking owned your own hypothetical. Dumbass. It's like the question of what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. The force just passes through the object. That's your answer. In practice, well, no. But philosophically, logically, that's what would occur.
So which is longer? You can't answer the question, okay? God is eternal. He's outside of time. We're the ones stuck in time. Have you ever wished you could go back just 5 seconds to undo the dumb thing you just did?
And yes, Michael, as an alternative, equally valid thing, one is a bigger infinity.
Anybody ever? Please, Lord, let me just go back 5 seconds, okay? 2 seconds, Lord, come on. So the message of the passing year, Psalm 90, the majestic music of this great psalm separates it from all the rest. It is like the deep bass stop of a mighty organ. Moses' authorship is stamped upon it. It is worthy of the man who had seen God face to face. Moses saw God face to face up on the mountain. When he came down, his skin was glowing so much he had to put a veil over him so that he wouldn't hurt the people's eyes that were looking at him. It's worthy that a man like that write this psalm. The transitoriness of human life is contrasted with the stability of God. He is the asylum and the home for all generations. The earth and its mountains, the universe and its worlds were born of him, but he himself had no origin, no beginning. Time is but a sigh, a breath, a swift rush of the mountain torrent.
A swift kick to the nutsack. Hovind.
Torrent. A tale told by the campfire at night, the grass of a morning's growth. He said, Thou turnest man to destruction, and sayest, Return, ye children of men. For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday, when it's past, as a watch in the night. See, time means nothing to God. He can go forward or backward in time. And he's right now standing at your funeral. He's not stuck in time. We are. He's eternal. Okay?
Okay. Then the deity knows everything that is going to happen, that isn't going to happen, and thus asking them to change what their plans for whatever's going to happen is completely fucking irrelevant because they already know what is or isn't going to occur. Which is it? Can things be changed or are they fixed? Because the way you propose the deity means that everything is fixed, and thus free will is a fucking illusion.
One guy, atheist, said, Hovind, could it be that those, look at this verse, 1,000 years like a day? Could it be these days or Genesis are actually long periods of time? How many have ever heard somebody try to teach that? Maybe the days of Genesis aren't literal. Well, a couple.
The fuck is that picture? Okay.
Thoughts to consider. In 2 Peter, he said, one day with the Lord is as 1,000 years. And 1,000 years as a day. That's the other verse they use. That in Psalm 90. 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday. So let's think about it. Both of these verses say 1,000, not billion. Keep that in mind, okay? Neither.
Wow. Maybe because these chode munches who wrote this crap hadn't thought of the concept of a billion yet. I mean, realistically, it's only a couple of hundred is the biggest that a human brain is actually, able to process and actually properly grasp. Everything else we kind of do abstractions for. So 1,000 sounds like a lot to them. But, you're just going to nitpick and attack evolution rather than just, teach the Bible because that's your whole shtick is teaching Hovind brand anti-evolution. The Bible means fuck all.
Neither verse has anything to do with the creation. They're just teaching that time means nothing to God. God's not stuck in time. We are. On day 3, he made the plants, and on day 4, he made the sun. Think about it. If those days are a long period of time, that's going to be kind of hard on them plants waiting for the sun to come up, don't you think? Yeah. Exodus 20 and Exodus 31 say God made everything in 6 days. Jesus said the creation of Adam was the beginning. Every time it says evening and morning in the Bible, it means a 24-hour day. And the creation days are all evening and morning, okay? We don't need...
Here he goes, Kent, arguing like a mother with other creationists, other interpretations of the Bible, because even in his own little subset of insanity, he's ousted and isolated. Oh, it's funny.
More than 6 days and 6,000 years to explain all of creation. If you take a 6-day creation 6,000 years ago and include the flood, which destroyed it all, you
include the flood.
Can explain anything in geology. Anything we see on the planet can be explained. People say, what about Grand Canyon? Yeah, Grand Canyon formed in a week. It's a washed out dam, a big one, biggest one we know of. Come visit, take our tour here. All right, let's see.
Come take our tour. It's completely fucking unrelated, but I'll somehow wedge it in. I'm amazed you didn't say, watch experiments in stratification or whatever.
God is probably working on a 7,000-year timeline. This could be. The whole of humanity history of days of 6,000 years of work is probably just about at an end, praise God. And then there's one more day, 1,000 years of rest. So it could be that this is symbolic of the creation. I happen to think it probably is. I think we're just about to the end of the 6,000. Hurry.
Oh, of course we are, because everyone before you was wrong, but you're right.
Lord, okay. He said, thou turnest man to destruction and sayest, return ye children of men, for 1,000 years are in thy sight as but yesterday. Thou carriest them away as with a flood. They are as asleep in the morning. They are like grass which groweth up. In the morning it flourisheth and groweth up. In the evening it's cut down and withereth. For we are consumed by thy anger, and by thy wrath we are troubled. Grass is often used in the Bible to show weakness or insignificance. Who cares? It's grass. Therefore, the inhabitants were of small power. They were dismayed and confounded. They were as the grass of the field, and as the green herb, as the grass upon the housetops, and as corn blasted before it grow up. Psalm of David, Psalm 37. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. They shall soon be cut down like grass. Psalm 92. When the wicked spring as the grass, they shall be destroyed forever. Psalm 103. As for man, his days are as grass, as a flower of the field. so he flourisheth. So Isaiah 37. Therefore the inhabitants were of small power. They were dismayed and confounded. They were as the grass of the field, as the grass on the housetops. Isaiah 40. The voice cried, and he said, what shall I cry? All flesh is grass. All the goodliness thereof is as the flower of the field. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, because the Spirit of the Lord bloweth upon it. Surely the people is grass. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever. Anyway, Psalm 97 through 12. A wail is born in these verses from the 40 years of wandering. The ceaseless succession of graves was a bitter harvest of Israel's rebellion. Oh, that we may apply our hearts to wisdom, that we may not fail.
It's funny, you go through the desert where, they were wandering for those 4 decades, and you don't find a lot of random Hebrew graves. Just saying. You think there'd be a bunch of them, 40 fucking years wandering in the desert, while you got a giant, water splooging rock just floating behind you like the Eye of Janthier. You folks want some water? I'll get you some water. No evidence of that either. You think you found the rock? Where the hell's that rock sitting? Is it sitting there, where they wound up, or is it just still sitting somewhere in the middle of the fucking desert? And once again, that still doesn't address where's all the graves of all these people and the animals and all the other evidence of them existing. It's nothing. There's nothing there. It's bumkiss. You got nothing.
See, when Moses led the people out of Egypt, to go to the promised land is a week or more to walk. Took them 40 years to get there because men do not stop and ask directions.
Because your God's an incompetent prick and your people are stupid. There, how about that one?
Okay. So they got to the promised land, sent spies in to look the land over. They came back and said, man, it's 2 guys to carry 1 bunch of grapes. When they came back, they said, man, it's a beautiful land. It's incredible. But there's giants there. We can't beat them. And the people voted not to go in. And so God said, that's it. All you people that are alive right now, 20 and over, none of you get to go except Joshua and Caleb. You're all going to die out here in the desert. Your kids are going to go in and see this land. You guys voted not to go. Here, I led you across the Red Sea. Duh, the water parted. Remember that? Remember all the plagues in Egypt? You saw them? No.
The water parted. Remember that?
Wasn't enough for you, was it? Okay. Die out here. Well, according to Numbers chapter 1, there were about 600,000 fighting men in the army, which means they probably had wives and children. So about 2 million people left Egypt and followed Moses. When they refused to enter the promised land, God said they would die in the wilderness and their children would go in. So 2 million people died over the next 40 years of wandering. That's 50,000 a year, 137 funerals every day for 40 years. Buried them in the sand. A wail is born at the verses of the 40 years of wandering. The ceaseless succession of graves was the bitter harvest of their rebellion. Look, when you rebel against God, you're going to have problem after problem after problem. Every day they had 137 funerals to attend. You got problems in life? Maybe you're in rebellion against God. Duh. Stop.
Was that why you were in prison for 9 years, Kent? Maybe it wasn't they threw you in there for DVD 5 that somehow is still available. Maybe you were rebelling against God. How you like that, Hovind?
And look at it real carefully. Quit blaming everybody else. Look in the mirror. Maybe you did it. Yeah. How many of you have ever hurt yourself really bad and you got nobody to blame except I did it? Okay. Some people take drugs or smoke cigarettes or do stuff, drink alcohol, and they wonder, how come I'm broke? How come my health is shot? You did it to yourself. Quit blaming everybody. Okay. Thou hast set our iniquities before thee, our secret sins in the light of thy countenance. For all our days are passed away in thy wrath. We spent our years as a tale that is told. The days of our years are 60. A score means 20, so 60 years, and 10, so 70. If by reason of strength they be 80, yet it is their strength and labor and sorrow, for it is soon cut off. And
hang on, I got to bring up a King of the Hill reference here. It's not 80, Kent. It's 80. Yeah. Those of you who watch King of the Hill will get that reference.
We fly away. He said, look, we're going to live 70 years. If you're really strong, you might live 80 years. But it's going to be over. Folks, it's going to be over for all of us one day. Who knoweth the power of thine anger? Even according to thy fear, so is thy wrath. So teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Moses, singing this song for the people, is teaching them, you better learn to count your days and get smart. Wise up. Use your time wisely. Quit spending it on dumb stuff, okay? Return, O
I'm Ken Hovind, and I'm going to judge you based on everything you do. Give your money to me. Spend it on my stupid shit, not shit that'll make you enjoy your life, even if it's fucking stupid.
Lord, how long? And let it repent thee concerning thy servants. O satisfy us early with thy mercy, that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. In the closing words of Moses utters a sublime prayer, which includes us all. Let us seek to do some good work before we go. And may our children be a nobler generation than ourselves. But all beauty and character and permanence of work must emanate from God. Hey, are you doing anything with your life that's going to last into the next generation?
Hopefully. And I don't think your shit will. Oh, look, that stern look. Oh, Hovind's giving us the evil eye.
I don't think watching the football game is going to last into the next generation, is it?
Does it fucking matter? My friends at work want to watch football. If they want to hope that the Dallas Cowboys can actually get somewhere and then be sort of disappointed, but they've grown to expect it when nothing happens in a season, that's their business. Ain't harming nobody. Want to enjoy what they enjoy, Kent. I'm sorry, people actually enjoy life, and you're a miserable fuck who's obsessed with what eventually happens when you finally kick the bucket. That's your problem, not everyone else's.
Yeah. My soul is sore vexed. Oh Lord, how long, how long, how long, how long? Found in the Bible 61 times.
Who gives a fuck?
Stop and think. How long is this going to go on? How long? How long? Let us seek to do some good work before we go. And may our children be nobler generation than themselves. My dad's dad died when he was a teenager of tuberculosis after suffering for years. My dad didn't have a dad to teach him very much. He joined the Marines, World War II.
Well, that explains a lot. And watch this motherfucker say survivor is only survivor his platoon as soon as I press play.
Became a sergeant, electrical genius my dad was.
Okay, and electrical genius, really? I'd like to see citations of that.
Came home from the war, got married, had 3 boys. I'm number 3. He said, somebody's got to break this chain. My dad didn't teach me much.
Your dad didn't teach you much either.
I'm going to teach my boys everything. He would go to the library and check out a book on how to build a birdhouse. Read the book. Okay, boys, let's go to the shop. We're going to build a birdhouse. We did not know till after we were gone and married that he was staying just ahead of us. Now look, if your dad didn't teach you anything, break the chain. Don't pass that on to your kids. Maybe your dad sat on the couch all the time and did nothing. Well, don't do that for your kids. My dad was amazing. What kind of dad are you? What kind of legacy are you leaving? He was always encouraging me to do more, learn more.
This mom fucking looks like she came right out of 1850. That's young Hovind. What a punchable douchebag even back then.
Eagle Scout, Order of the Arrow, all that kind of stuff. Hey, what kind of legacy are you leaving for your dad, for your son? The phrase, I got curious last night, 3 a.m, I jumped up. The son of. I wonder how many times that phrase appears in the Bible. Because it's in there a whole bunch. The son of, the son of, the son of, the son of. It's kind of important who your dad is, in the Bible anyway. You keep talking about, this is Joshua, the son of none, or whatever. The son of, the son of.
Tuberculosis vaccine apparently wasn't first human vaccination, was July 1921. So honestly, that would have been probably that definitely would have been before the birth of Hovind's dad, or right about that time. Because again, he was talking about Hovind was talking about his grandfather who died of TB. So yeah.
In the Bible a whole bunch of times. The son of. Who's that? Numbers 112. The son of Amishad. Man, what a name.
Amishadal? Gideoni, Amishadal, Akron, Dual, Inan. It's not that hard.
Okay. The son of is found in the Bible a whole bunch of times. The son of. Then I found out.
Yeah, and notice there's very few mentions of the daughter of, because the Bible's a misogynistic piece of shit book.
My search in my Bible only goes the first 1,000 verses. It wouldn't even tell me how many there were. It couldn't go high enough. The son of, the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of Joseph, supposed the son of Joseph, which was the son of Heli, the son of Mattan, the son of Levi. It goes on and on and on. Are you a godly example for your boys or a girl, Dad? Moses is giving some advice here. Are you a godly example? Are you teaching them to love the Lord? Are you teaching them to work hard? Are you teaching them to use their time wisely? Are they learning any practical skills?
Well, they sure aren't learning any practical skills from you.
Can they even check the oil in their car? Oh, no, but they can tell you who won the stupid bowl. Oh, yeah, that's important. Mm-hmm. Do they know how to check the...
Can you explain to me why vaccinations reduce disease rates? Or can you quote stupid shit from a magic Bronze Age book of idiocy? Oh, okay.
tire pressure? Do they know how to change a tire? What are you teaching them? Yeah, look at that. He kicked the ball into the net. Can you believe it? Wow. What do we do next? We take it back out and try to kick it into the other net. Oh, that's important. Yeah. Are you teaching your kids to get excited about the Bible, about winning souls, about serving God, more than men playing with the ball? I don't know. You got to answer to God for you.
Why do you hate football so much? Kent, were you picked on by the football players in high school? Is that why you hate football so much?
I got to answer.
Do you hate it because it earns more money than your crap does? Is that why you hate it? I can't believe I'm sitting here defending football, but holy fuck, Kent. You are such a bitter piece of shit.
Answer to God for me. What are you doing? Godly example. My generation will start a revolution. Ha, your generation can't even start a lawnmower. Somebody sent me that the other day. I said, that's classic. Yeah. Make us glad according.
Yeah, Ken, and your generation also can't even, because note, you're not World War II generation. You're the son of someone who fought in World War II. Well, fought in World War II. Your generation can't open a laptop and connect to the internet without wiring your retirement fund to some fucker in Nigeria. And then falling for some fucking romance scam on the side. So I wouldn't fucking talk.
According to the days wherein thou hast afflicted us, and the years wherein we have seen evil. Moses writing this. He's the guy that had to lead the morons around for 40 years. He was excited about going into the promised land. He sent 12 spies in there, and 10 of them voted not to go. Look, the majority can vote wrong sometimes, like they did a little over 4 years ago.
Oh, so now do you acknowledge that the vote wasn't stolen? And that January 6th was a big crock of shit? Huh? Because that's what you just said. Huh. Okay, interesting, Kent. Huh, funny. Real funny. You just have no consistency with anything, do you? I mean, you're a load of shit either way, but, which pile of garbage is the hill you want to die on?
Let thy work appear unto thy servants, and thy glory unto their children. And let the beauty of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish thou the work of our hands upon us. Yea, the work.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Him being a person who played tennis, they had it became a problem when they had to outlaw asbestos balls. Hovind. Yeah, football players probably did rip into him. Can't even keep a wife. Bingo. Sure as hell can't keep one happy. Can't stay out of jail. No, he's been doing a good job since the federal raid, but time will tell. My opinion, they need to lock him up for a long time over the abuse thing. 499 super chat from Rosina. I hate football because of CTEs. I can understand that. But Hovind could not put the batteries in his watch. Probably not. Lucky for Moses, he never existed. There was no issue there. Bingo. Ken hates football probably because people enjoy it more than busted-ass sermons. Exactly.
Work of our hands, establish thou it. Lord, would you please take what we're doing and establish it? I pray frequently that something like Dinosaur Adventure Land.
It's been 10 years and all you've got is a mud hole with a slightly improved area. Don't think DAL's ever going anywhere, Kent, and it sure as hell isn't going the way the old one did. If you cared so much about DAL, you would have paid your fucking building permits, you wouldn't have evaded taxes, and you wouldn't have let other people get involved and fuck everything up when your ass went to jail. You fucked around and found out.
It will not just be a fleeting thing. How many churches start and then fail and crumble? How many ministries start and fail and crumble? Brother Meister, you've been in this 63 years. Probably seen a bunch of them.
Yeah, and my stuff's been going for 18 plus years now. Actually longer than that, but the consolidation into the Zadara brand identity, if you will. 18 years, going strong. I started this shit when you went to prison. It's fucking hilarious.
Start and fail. Hey, is the work you're doing going to last? I don't know. You got to talk to God about that. What on earth are you doing? For heaven's sake.
Oh, there's the for heaven's sake bullshit.
Excuse me, folks. There's a war going on. If you can't see something to do, can't you?
Oh, let me guess. You couldn't fight in a war because you had bone spurs. Hang on, when was Ken Hovind born? No, it was the 50s. 1953. Oh, so you'd have turned 18 in 1971. How convenient, Kent. How perfectly convenient that you couldn't have gotten your ass drafted for fucking Vietnam. Oh, how convenient. You wouldn't last a day in combat, you fucking prick.
If you can't shoot, at least carry bullets. Okay? Pay for the ammunition. Take care of the wounded. Can't you see something that needs to be done?
Hey, Kent. Unlike you, I pay my taxes. So guess what? In the actual wars that actually go on and actually bog down for 20 fucking years, read Afghanistan, I did pay for those bullets. I did pay for that ammunition. The whole damn cartridge, a single bullet is nothing. It needs to be a completely assembled cartridge. You fucking idiot. I expect a right-wing nutjob to understand it better. But in your little spiritual warfare, piss off. It ain't that crucial. You're fucking sitting here LARPing like there's something big going on, wasting resources. Good job, buddy. You and your friends' crazy live-action bootleg D&D game, really a lot of fun. How the fuck can you be insane and yet just succeed like this? It's nuts. But Chris, religion is an insanity. No, but these people are fucking insane. This kind of right-wing ideologue, the people running this country right now, fucking mental.
If you're driving down the street and you see a house on fire, you stop your car and you hear people inside screaming, help, help, help.
No, I just keep going because I ain't getting involved in other people's shit. Unless I know them. Unless I see good reason. But I ain't stopping. Pretty damn sure if I'm able to see the things on fire, guess what? Other people can as well, and cops are probably, fire department's probably already on their way. Unless, again, this is the middle of bumfuck nowhere where there's only one house every 12 miles. But I don't go out to places like that because as much as I like being in the middle of nowhere, I still find living near actual civilization with people who can actually think to be kind of nice.
You're going to sit there and say, somebody ought to do something. How about you? Open the door, shut it off, get off your butt, get in there and do something. Drag them out. They don't care if you drag them out by the hair or by the shoes. Drag them out. They want out of the fire. 75% of kids raised in Christian homes reject the Christian faith by their first year of college.
Yeah, that should tell you something about reality versus fairy tales.
Folks, we're losing a generation. And you know what they're
Those are rookie numbers. We got to up those numbers.
using to steal our kids? Real simple. Dinosaurs.
Yes, because college students are infatuated with dinosaurs.
Book on dinosaurs. First sentence in the book. Millions of years ago. I can read about prehistoric animals. Millions of years ago. Starts off that way. I spoke at a public school one time. There were 300 kindergartners and first graders, I believe, was in the room. I said, boys and girls, when did dinosaurs live? Instantly, all of them shouted out, millions of years ago. These kids can barely read, and they've already been brainwashed. Where have the Christians been?
Realizing that the vast majority, if not effectively everything inside of their book is effectively a metaphor, and that generally speaking, most of them seem to treat the god deity, while having actual power and capability, still very personal and sort of an inside themselves kind of thing. Which, if you're gonna believe in made up garbage, that's at least one of the more sane ways to be about it. You know, I can at least somewhat respect that, not hold it against somebody. Your shit, however, nah.
Doesn't anybody else see the house is on fire?
There we go. Fake crying. On cue. Oh, Hovind's gotta cry, otherwise people won't donate money.
What are you doing? People say, Brother Hovind, did God call you to start Dinosaur Adventure Land? I don't know. It needs to be done. I didn't hear a voice from heaven, didn't get a letter or an email. It just needs to be done. What are you doing? By the way, when they say millions of years ago, they're calling Jesus a liar. Millions of years ago. Even Dr. Seuss, millions of years before you were born. Folks, the brainwashing is endless. Kids are facing this by the millions, by the billions worldwide. You could do something about it.
Haha, I took that time in the middle of Kent whining and going through his spiel to go on and take advantage of the gift and memberships that YouTube gives you. Because, yeah, he does look triggered. Because he is. He's so triggered because he knows he's fucking wrong. But yeah, give out, you know, the memberships. And it, apparently, yeah, since it defaults to like up to $5 levels, that's going to be the $4.99 is the greater Damon level. So there you go. I'm probably going to work in like Discord perks and other stuff. Trust me, I'm going to make this stuff kind of worth it in one way or another for those who can. And Discord wise, it's not going to become an exclusive thing. You know, like Legacy is going to get a Legacy title and stuff. I've got an idea running for my Discord server. So yeah. But let's finish up the Hovind.
Look, I let people buy my videos, copy them all you want. Make 50 million copies of, especially of DVD number 3, Dinosaurs
Oh, so DVD 3 is more important than DVD 5? Okay.
in the Bible. Give it away like water. Joseph, we're going to mass produce these here so we can give them away, but let's find out.
Oh, great. So we're going to have shitty DVRs. DVDRs. Beautiful. Way to go, Kent. Yep. You gonna get the minus R? You gonna order the plus R? You know how much blank media costs these days, since optical media is a dying art? Yeah. You might just want to put stuff up for download and just let it be. Let people figure it out themselves. Given that you can just, you know, fucking plug a flash drive into a PlayStation and get it to play videos, I think you're good. You want some help? You want someone to convert all this into formats that basically anything will be able to run? I'll do it. I'll help. Because, I'm sorry, me and Joseph have been cool, but I don't think he can handle it. Were you to go that route, I could make it happen and make it efficient. But you wouldn't trust me because I'm an atheist. Because, you know, that's the key thing. It's not skill. It's what you believe. because your tech people are so smart and so outstanding and upstanding. And I don't mean to be mean to Joseph on this, but because I think a lot of the way Kent wants things currently, plus them using Restream, makes for a lot of the complicated problems. But I mean, when you have gain problems like what you had the other day, you're flubbing up in big ways, is all I'm saying.
Out our cost to produce them and offer to sell them in a package of 100 for whatever it costs us to produce. Okay. Bobby, add that to your list. You got a long list of to do, don't you? Okay. Pass them out to everybody. I bring them in my pocket when I go to Walmart to see a family with kids. Hey, your kids like dinosaurs? Yeah, here, watch this video. That's all it takes. Many of those who watch the video are going to call us and say, can I buy the rest of the set? Yeah, it works out good for us too. Okay. Anybody, you can all do something.
I am seriously of the belief that Aaron Ra's Lies in the Textbook needs to be published as a proper DVD series and marketed. His response to it, just a perfectly counter Kent's.
We got to counteract what's going on. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men and the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Hey, how's the kid going to view the world after he goes 12 to 16 years to school in your system?
Accurately.
In your town. Huh? How's he going to look?
Also, this globe pointed towards us is Russia/China. Mongolia is in the magenta there in the middle of the pinkish shade, whatever. I find it funny that Russia is a shade of yellow, then China is a slightly more gold shade of yellow, and Mongolia is just completely different. I can see Korea. And there's North Korea, and there's India, and there's Saudi Arabia, and there's the East Coast of Africa. Hey, you can almost see Sweden up there. You can just about. There's Finland, but I don't quite see Sweden, but it's almost there.
Look at it. What kind of legacy are you leaving behind? All you get's a little dash. There's my dad's tombstone.
There you go. There's the info we actually wanted. Oh, and okay. Wait, seriously? That can't be right. Robert B. Hovind, 1930 to 1993. If he was born in 1930, he would have been in his early teens during World War II. No. I know weird situations happened, but no. Okay, I know what I'm doing after this, and surprisingly, it's not going to be going to Guild Wars 2. Oh, Kent, we're about to find out some shit.
1920 to 1993.
Oh, it's 1920. Okay. That's cool. I seriously see that. Now I can see the two. Now I can't. Now I can. It's one of those things. If you look hard enough, you can see it. If you look hard again, you can't see it. I seriously saw that as a 30, but I can see the 2, but it also looked like a 3 with the shading going on because it's, like 12 pixels. Okay. So that matches with the whole tuberculosis thing. If the first vaccines weren't till the early 20s, makes sense. His dad, Kent's grandfather, just missed TB vaccines. But okay, 1920 to 1993. Okay, so that gives us stuff. Means records aren't going to be easy to get a hold of, but there should still be something available somewhere tangentially, I would want to think. Just get some kind of evidence of what actually was or wasn't going on in his career for those of us interested.
73 years. During that time, he put a stamp on me, that's for sure. Who are you putting a stamp on? How do people spend their time? Average minutes?
However the hell they want to, because that's their life.
Per day from different countries. Paid work, sleep, unpaid work, personal care, eating and drinking, watching TV and radio. Where's your time going? I'd be willing to bet $5 that you got the same amount of time in your day that I got in mine. What are you doing? I'd like to stir up somebody to say, man, I'd like to do something. If you can't shoot, carry bullets. Take care of the wounded. There's lots to do. The house is on fire. We're losing our kids by the millions, and we're letting the Satan take them away from us. Maybe that doesn't bother you. Let's pray. Lord,
We're skipping that garbage. Boo. I'm gonna listen to a stupid prayer. Put a stamp on me. He abused me growing up, and I normalize it, so I think spanking is good. Oh, no. It isn't just a normal spanking. It's a fucking beating. Brutal beating.
in Jesus' name.
Boo.
Amen. Thank you
Prayer's
so much
stupid.
for joining us. Any important questions or comments there, brother?
Oh, you gotta wipe his nose.
Okay. Tomorrow night, Psalm 91. See you then. Bye.
Yeah, deviant, because Christianity is a straight up fucking death cult. Oh, yeah. Like our pal Just a Test 90 here. Christianity is a death cult. Yep. It's all about death. Obsessed with death. I'm Christian. I'm obsessed with death. Hovind. All right, so we got the info we needed. Got the draft card. Hell yeah, Laura. Get that shit into Discord. We're going down the rabbit hole. Fuck yes. All the details. Oh, this is going to be fun. Going down a rabbit hole. And I mean, to be fair, to be completely fair, and again, y'all know how I feel about World War II veterans, etc. If what we can discern shows, an actual reasonable service career, I can respect that. He did make it to be a Marine, so he accomplished something to some level, although then again, my father did, so that must not be saying much. But I still stand that if he raised somebody like Kent Hovind, he couldn't possibly have been that good of a person on a whole. Because if he was a decent person, Kent would not have turned out to be the shitbag that he is. Yes, he did. Sadly, Just a Test, that's actually relatively common. A lot of times people won't invest in actual tissue and because the shit's more expensive than they just it just goes. In fact, that's kind of a tradition down here in the South is to use toilet paper for damn near everything. Stupid one. Yeah, Zach, no problem. We'll see how the growth of the memberships goes. And yeah, good dads don't raise kids with 0% empathy. Exactly. All right, and that ends that. Look, they got the little logo, KenHovind.tv. Oh, the little dinosaur that's blue, got blue butt. Is the dinosaur wearing pants? If a Brachiosaurus wore pants, would it wear them like this or up here? Oh, frick. All right, so Discord is about to be popping, as the kids say. So if you aren't in Discord, I'm not putting a link right now. I'm revamping the access to that. Because last time I shared a link, it looks like we had some clown try to get in to do some info snooping, and I ain't dealing with that. So it's going to be a bit more of an exclusive club, be it invite only or specialty memberships. But we'll get it figured out. I know most of you who are in Discord are in there. But yeah, gonna hop off here. We're gonna do a little bit of data diving, see where stuff goes. And if I can come up with anything more interesting, I will definitely let you know. Otherwise, probably not going to stream anymore today. May put something out later. There's a slight chance, but probably not. We'll just see where the week takes us. As always, much love. I'm going to make everything. God, what am I trying to say? I'm going to catch everyone later. Let's just look at the last bit of stuff coming in message-wise. Lafayette Run Hubbard made it to the Marines. He was in charge of a ship, spent 3 days shooting at logs. He was convinced for submarines before he bombed a sovereign South American island and was kicked out. Bog roll is a lot cheaper than paper hankies, and Kleenex is way too expensive. Yeah. Yep. Go hit that laundry. All right, everyone.